Hello and welcome. This is Jody Wolfthal, Google for Education trainer. This video is going to talk about taking a worksheet that you would normally pass out in a classroom, do a lesson, and have students answer directly on the worksheet and then collect, uploading those to Google Drive, and then creating a more editable digital version. So if you were to scan in a worksheet similar to this and import it into your drive, it would be saved as a PDF. And you can see that it has that little PDF icon. So what I like to do is from my drive, I would open up a brand new Google slide. Okay, so again, here's my drive. I'm just going to hit new and then come down to Google Slides. And then if you hover over that arrow and click blank presentation, it'll open up a brand new blank presentation for you. So here I am with a regular slide, but I know that I'm doing something that is on an 8.5 by 11 page, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change these dimensions. So I'm going to go to File over here, and I'm going to scroll down to Page Setup. So once you click on that, you can actually take it off widescreen and go to Custom, and then change those dimensions to whatever you want. So I'm going to do 8.5 by 11. So that way, if my students do want to print it out, it will fit on a regular printer page. Then I'm going to get rid of these boxes because I'm not going to need them. And then I'm going to go back to my worksheet. So here's my worksheet in the drive. As soon as it wants to click over, I don't know. Why are we not working? There we go. Okay. So, sorry for the lag. Okay, so there we are. So here's my worksheet, and what I'm going to do is I have a PC, so I'm going to use my snipping tool. So any way to basically capture the screen and make a picture, and I'm just going to make a new screenshot of this worksheet. Bam. And then I'm just going to save it as a picture. Symbiosis assessment. You can see I've actually done this. That's okay. Number 1. And then I don't need that. And I'm just going to go back to my untitled presentation. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to upload it as the background. So if you're clicked on a text box or something, this won't be up. So make sure you don't have anything on the page, and you're just going to hit background. And then you're going to have this option to choose an image. So you're going to upload it. I'm going to upload it from my computer. If you save it to Drive, it'll be there. So you're just going to put that picture in, and then done. So it's my background, right, as opposed to putting it in as a picture, because if I just added it on top of the slide, then the kids could move it around and that could get a little messy. So I've made it the background, so now you can do things on top of it and not worry about this moving around. So what I like to do now is I actually like to cover up these lines because my students might get worried that their words aren't exactly on the line. So what I'm going to do is I put a text box there so that way they can still write, but I'm actually going to fill it in so that way they can't see the lines. So what I did is there's a little paint bucket over here, and that's how you fill in the text box. So you can pick whatever color you want. I tend to pick blue, I guess because I find it calming, but you can pick whatever color you want. Your students are totally capable of drawing. So you can see this says using happy and sad faces, draw and connect the emoticons. If I maybe thought that my students couldn't do that, I would put maybe a little arrow here. So sometimes I like to give them directions if I'm worried that they're not going to pick up on something or know how to do it. Maybe you can just say insert smiley face image, right? And then, of course, if it's directions that are not on the page, maybe I want to outline it or fill it in red, make the directions themselves really large, something that makes it pop so that way they know that these are directions and they need to actually pay attention to them. Okay, so you can play with that. And then what they're going to know, right, smiley face as an image, if you insert an image or even a shape, right, you can actually search the web right on here and say smiley face. And then they'll come up and they can just pull them right into the page. Oh, insert, there you go. Oh, unable to select, okay. So insert image, let's just try this one more time. Insert, unable to create. I don't know why that's not working. So usually that does work. Let's just try a different one to see if maybe that's what the issue is. Of course, this is not going to work when I need it. Oh, here we go. Okay, perfect. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. Okay, so there you go. Insert the image, and then they can kind of just put it over these. Sometimes if I actually want them to use smiley faces, I might actually do this work for them. You just watched me crop a image, so I'll go through that one more time. If you double click on this, you'll see these black edges, and that shows you what is actually going to show from the picture. So you can move these around and change it, and when you hit enter, it'll resize it. So what you can do is actually, right, insert the smiley face. Maybe you could put the smiley faces on there for them, and then they can just copy it and paste it where they actually need it. So that's an option too. Like I said, I would cover all of these with that same fill so that way my students could write over it and not worry about those lines or how long their words are or how long their answers are, sorry. And then right, so that was actually pretty quick, even with that little issue on my smiley faces. So you can really take a old worksheet that you were using in the classroom and just kind of shift it a little bit, and then you have a nice interactive digital worksheet that your students can use. Don't forget to title it. So this would be my symbiosis assessment. If you just created a brand new blank presentation from Google Drive, you might want to actually organize it. So this little icon right here will allow you to organize it in your Drive. You can see that it's just going to be in my Drive. And so this is my 2020 school year folder. And then I would put it into the appropriate unit and just say move here, organizing, and now it's actually organized. If you did it into the wrong folder, you could always undo and then do it again. I'm just going to dismiss that. Okay, so then you would basically upload this onto Classroom. So what that's going to look like is if you're in your classroom that you want to upload it, you're going to make an assignment. You are going to add that from Google Drive, right? Because that's where it's saved automatically. It is going to be in recent because it's what I was just working on. It will also be, I'm just going to X out of it so I can show you where else you would be able to find it. If it wasn't done recently and maybe you just wanted to search for it, or maybe you knew what folder it was in, if you go to my Drive, if these are not organized alphabetically, that can be changed over here, the AZ sort option. So I usually just put it into name so it's sorted alphabetically. And then I would go into my unit where I saved it. And then here it is. So you can see it automatically attached it. And I would change this because I don't want students to just be able to view the file. I want it to actually make a copy for each student. And the reason behind that is when it does that, it automatically attaches their copy to the assignment. So if for whatever reason they don't finish and then they don't turn it in, you will still have access to it. Or if for whatever reason it gets deleted, you also have access to it and you can just reshare it with them. So there's a lot of benefits for making a copy for each student as opposed to giving your student the PDF version and then allowing them to just create their own document. You might have a few issues where students struggle to upload it to your classroom to the correct assignment, or if they don't give a name to their assignment with their actual name in it, it might get confusing when you're looking and trying to grade all of their stuff. So I like to make a copy for each student. So that way, I can always look at their work, see how far they've gotten, see if it's finished, things like that. You can also check their basically their editing log, and see if maybe they copied and pasted, right? So if a big word answer just appears in the matter of 2 seconds, you know that maybe they copied and pasted from Google. So I can show you that in a later video. But so I would make a copy for each student, set a due date. I like to make a topic because I like to have my assignments organized by unit. Um, and you can see this assign is not actually even, I can't click on this right now because it's not highlighted or lit up. And that's because I don't have a title. So if you forget a title, it won't let you assign it. So that's all you need. I would hit assign, and then all of my students would have a copy and know exactly what I need them to do. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you, and we are better together. All right. Have a great night, guys.